Please. Ajit Kumar. This is our Kumar, Ajit.
Yeah, our accounts team also joining, they can listen, just to know what they're asking. So
We can ask.
we can ask.
Okay.
صوت واضح يا دكتور؟
يا صوت واضح نعم.
They will
مين حيكون معنا احنا هلا؟
should start.
كانوا عالم من الهيئة وكذلك إذا حق المساهمين برضه بيدخل.
Ready?
أيوة بدي لكن منتظرين الهيئة لا.
لا ما بيدخلوا بس. I'm controlling.
Okay, الدكتور خيري هو الكنترول ذا ميتينج.
اوكي.
البروجرام عنده يعني تفضل.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome to everybody on the far feed discussion session for discussing the first half of the year 2022. And I would like to introduce our team here, Dr. Fadi Al-Asad, the CEO, and Mr. Ahmed Ali Qatan, CEO Operation, and Mr. Shashanka is Finance Manager. So first of all, I would like to introduce Mr. Shashanka to introduce the financials, and after that we'll take any question from the audience.
So good morning to you all. We will present DOFA Cattle Feed and the group's first half year financials. So I'll go through the slides very briefly, and after that, if any investor or a broker or any analyst want to ask any questions, you all can ask from three of us, Dr. Fadi or Mr. Ahmed Ali Qatan, or from myself. So let's move. Yes, so the group results. The group consists of DOFA Cattle Feed, DOFA Poultry, International Plastics, Omani Vegetable Oil and Derivatives, an associate company, and DOFA Beverage and Foodstuff Company, an associate company. So the group total top line was 19 million compared to the last year 19.6 million, decline of around 3% approximately. And the group mainly contributed by the performance of the parent company, which is DOFA Cattle Feed. So DOFA Cattle Feed top line is 15.7 million compared to 16.6 million corresponding period last year, which is a decline of 5.27%. And then the DOFA Poultry, our 92% owned subsidiary, it is 4.9 million in 2022 versus the 4.5 million in 2021, which is around 7% growth. And our other 100% owned subsidiary, which is International Plastic, is around 694,000 compared to 437,000 last year, which is a 60% increase. So the major revenue growth has been recorded by two associates, Omani Vegetable Oil, mainly because of the price increases of the edible oil category. So 32.4 million is the revenue for the first half compared to 23 million last year, which is around 40% growth. And DOFA Beverages, which deals with carbonated soft drinks and mineral water and the long life drinks, it's around 2.2 million versus 1.8 million, which is a 26% growth. So this is the top line of the top line of the group. So let's go to the group profits, the gross profits and the net profit scenarios. So the gross profit of the group declined in relation to the revenue around 7%. So the group earned a gross profit of 3.4 million compared to 3.7 million same period last year. And DCF, which is contributing mainly to the group results, around 2.6 million versus 2.8 million, same declining around 6%. And the DPC, even though the revenue has increased, the gross profits has declined by 16%, 734,000 compared to 876,000 last year, which is a 16% decline. And international plastic, again, in line with the revenue, the gross profits too has grown 75,000 for the first half compared to 29,000 last year. And for the and for the Omani vegetable oil, our associate, it has recorded a 73% increase in gross profit in line with its revenue increase. And Dofa Beverages has increased its gross profit to 742 compared to 674 last year, which is a 10% increase. Now, the net profit of the group compared to the last year loss, it has a profit of 280,000. And Dofa Cattle Feed is contributing mainly by achieving a profit of 274 compared to 172 last year, which is 59% growth. And our Dofa Poultry losses increased to 346,000 compared to 152,000 last year. And international plastic turnaround their performance from a 27,000 loss to a 18,000 profit level. And Omani vegetable oil achieve a major success, excellent bottom line, 1 million for the first half compared to the 22,000 last year. And Dofa Beverages almost the same, around 164,000 versus 144,000 last year. So let's see the P&L summary. The group, the parent versus the group current year and the group parent last year. So the
Can you make mute for
okay, let's continue the P&L session. So the group P&L and the gross profit, as a summary I have shared already. So the gross profit is almost at the same level, around 18 to 17%. And then selling and distribution overheads in the group has increased in line with the sales increase of the parent company. Mainly because of the distribution cost, diesel cost has contributed largely. And then general administration, a slight increase. And also the director remuneration almost at a constant level. So the profit from operations of the parent company is around 392,000 compared to the last year around 171,000 profit. Mainly impacted by the around 40% increase in major raw materials and around 300% increase in logistic cost. So these costs we were not able to pass on to the consumers during this first half of the year. So the same impact is already visible in the group results because the two subsidiaries also having the same issue. But our subsidiary Dofa Poultry was able to increase its prices in the export market, mainly in UAE. And the parent company was able to pass minor increases in our feed mill sector, very minor increases, at least to be in a break even. So the operational profits were impacted mainly around 99% is mainly due to increase in raw materials and the logistics. Now coming to the second part of the P&L for the group, since we have some investments, the investments give us dividends. So 282,000 is a dividend income. And the other income of 904,000 is mainly because of a reversal of expected credit loss provision of 858,000 back to the P&L. And then finance costs compared to the last year, there is a drastic increase, mainly because of we are raising some short-term funds to manage the working capital needs due to the increase of logistic cost and the direct material cost. Now, under the comprehensive income, we are showing the declining of our fair value of the fluctuation reserve. That means to say the fair values of our quoted shares have dropped down compared to the beginning of the period by 1.6 million. So the net comprehensive income for the period is about 1.3 million. And shareholders' share of the profitability to the parent company is 274, and the in the group level it is 321, and minority or the non-controlling interest is around 41,000, and basic earnings per share is almost like last year. 2 paisa has become 3 paisa, and at the group level a loss of 2 paisa has become a positive of 4 paisa, mainly because of the good performance from associate companies mainly. So let's go to the balance sheet. Now in the balance sheet, I have divided into two to make it to the visibilities to make it easy. First, we'll discuss about the asset side. So the assets are pretty constant compared to the last half of the year. Almost at a parent company, it's about 33.4 and 33.9. Even at the group level, there is no major change, 37 million to 37 million. And in the current assets, there is a slight change. Inventories and biological assets has dropped down during this period by 400,000, and accounts receivable is also dropped down by about 1 million, mainly due to the proper collection happened during this first 6 months, and excellent collections which we kept the company moving to and was able to manage working capital in a more prudent way. Now let's come to the liabilities, the equities and the liabilities. So you can see the net equity of the parent company is around 23.9, to be precise 24 million, compared to the last year the same period 26.5 million. The major reason to the decline in the equity is because last year we had a net loss of about 2.4 million. So because of that, the equity has declined mainly because of the retained earnings. There is no changes in share capital, legal reserve, voluntary reserve, any of those. And in the liabilities, non-current liabilities, it's almost pretty constant, 1.6 to 1.4 in parent level. And in the current liabilities, major changes happen in the borrowings. As I mentioned in my earlier comment, we are borrowing some funds to manage our working capital due to the increase in raw materials and shipping costs. If we were able to pass on to the customers, we will not need to borrow this much. but due to the prices not being able to move to the customers in domestic markets in certain segments, we are managing the working capital by borrowing short-term funds at the market rates. And overall, last year it was 6 months, it was 20 million current liabilities, and this year it is 22.1 or 22.2 million. And net assets per share has declined because the last year we reported a 2.4 million net loss. So because of that, it has dropped down for the first time to below 300 paisa. So now its net asset per share is about 296. So compared to the stock traded price in Master Stock Exchange, which is around 87 paisa, our net book value is much higher. So the company has a still a good valuation. Price earning ratio also should be good. So let's go to the cash flow. I'll run through the cash flow, and cash flow is a very challenging because of the working capital scenario. So the net cash from operating activities, we can see in the slide, the parent company is about 574,000 negative. And even though the operational cash is available after working capital changes 403, we have paid some suppliers and receivable reduction. So the cash from operating activities is negative. And that is being funded, or the cash flow from investing activities. We can see a major change is transferring part of our receivables to one of our subsidiary, around 1.2 million contribution towards their called up share capital to keep that company floating. And then under the financing activities, we will keep paying our term loans intact without any default. And this is being funded, as I told you earlier, through a short-term borrowings to import the raw material. So we have borrowed around 3.3 million during this 6 months period compared to 2.2 million last year. So these are the major highlights in the cash flow, and it's very challenging to manage the cash flow. But with our great effort of our CEO and our management team, we were able to so far manage the first half of the year very successfully. So compared to the other companies, we are almost done well. Our losses we have mitigated, and we were able to sail through this turmoil scenario of the last 3 years. Well, COVID for the 2 years, and then post Ukraine war from February 24th onwards. And here we are trying to showcase like what is the company benchmarks and where are we with regard to main ratios, return on asset, return on equity. So your company is not at the benchmark or the targets that we have set due to the various uncontrollable factors. But we are trying to improve from here with the support of the shareholders and the board of directors. The main impact is the gross profit. If we were able to maintain a gross profit ratio of 35%, we can come out of our cash flow crisis. But since our industry is governed by price controls, we are sacrificing our margins, and our margins are well below 20%. So that is a challenging business model to maintain with this gross profit and with this net profit. So the inventories purely we need to maintain to run our operations, because most around 70 to 80% of our main inputs are imported from outside of Oman. So we carry an average of about 130 days or 3 to 4 months of inventory. But we are trying to minimize the inventory stock holding and try to add that cash back to the working capital and manage the working capital scenario. And you can see the average collection period, there is a drastic reduction compared to the corresponding 5 years ahead. It was 156, 155, 141, and We are doing extreme pressure on the market, our sales team to collect, so it has dropped down to 124. And the payable days, also we are trying to negotiate with our creditors the payable pattern and try to move towards the receivable level to mitigate the impact on the working capital. So slowly we try to maintain or increase our creditors payable period of 90 days. Inshallah, we will be able to achieve it in the third quarter. So this is basically from the management perspective, the P&L balance sheet and the industry key ratios of the company and what has happened in the 6 months briefly of the parent company and the group company. So if any of the participant has any questions, our CEO, Dr. Fadi, is available to answer, and also Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Ahmad Ali Katan, is available to answer, and also I am available to answer any doubts. Dr. Fadi, you want to share anything you can share with the public?
Well, thank you, first of all, Shashanka, for this well-presented financial data for the company. Definitely, I mean, I just have a few statements, couple of statements, that, you know, the current situation or what we have seen so far in the marketplace is really put not only us, but all the companies around the world, and especially in Oman, in a very difficult situation. However, we as a DCF, as a company, we did not just watch what's going on. We knew what's going on. We took many actions to reduce the impact on a company. The impact, what we have done is quite a few, but to name the most important ones is that we looked at the operation, you know, like short term and long term. The short term, we optimize our workforce. We made more efficiency in our operation. We have reduced significantly our cost, the spending. We control our spending. We improved our pricing. We got the pricing improvement. We got also approval from the government to increase the price after long and really challenging follow-up. So we have done a lot of those things that to really look and how to improve our operation. Also, we looked at the strategic one from a milk supply. How can we strategically improve and reduce our costs and to have sustainability for our milk supply, and also from a raw materials standpoint. So this is my 2 cents here to add, and I'm ready to answer any question from the guest here that is with us.
Any question from the market analyst?
نرحب بالحضور والمشاركين في الحلقه النقاشيه للبيانات الماليه، واحنا الان في انتظار اي استفسارات من المشاركين للرد. رئيس التنفيذي الدكتور خالد الاسعد موجود، كذلك المدير المالي. فاذا في استفسارات او شيء احنا بانتظار للرد يعني.
They are mute or? From there, no?
From their side, no.
Any questions from shareholders, from the market authority? We would love to hear your voice. Or any suggestion, any idea, any input? Well, in this case, In this case, let me say a few words as well to add. Maybe they're thinking about. We are actually currently there's three or four initiatives that's very important for us, which is number one. Now we already got price increase on the dairy and juices. Most companies got the approval. We have one company still they're getting the approval. Once they get the approval, we are hoping, inshallah, it will be this month or September. Once this get the approval, then all the companies gonna, and we're not, we're not working together, but we all understand that they have to increase the price. Once they increase the price, because all the prices in food products, in the dairy and juices in Saudi and in Dubai increased by at least 20%. Okay, and if you look at the market trend, everybody in the world, they're increasing their prices because of obvious reasons, because of the inflation, because of the cost of raw materials. So only now Oman is a little bit catching up. So we got the approval. We're just waiting for one key industry to get the approval, and we're all gonna raise the price, on our product, which will put the As-Safwa, especially As-Safwa products and brand into a positive operation on profit. The second point is that on As-Safwa, we are also launching our new upgraded logo and look and feel. So you'll see in the future, maybe in a couple of months, 3 months from now, a new look for As-Safwa was an excellent upscale look, that it will be relaunched and to be able to get more market share and to rejuvenate or revive the brand, because the brand has been changed since 20 years. So we have a new look. Our offices has a new look. It's really upgrade. It's really, very professional, that it is like a multinational. This is from the As-Safwa. From As-Sanable on a feed, we work with the government and our competition to really able to get some subsidies, and we were successful to get some subsidies, and we were told we have submitted our paper to get at least some of the subsidies, not all the subsidies, but some. But also we are working with our regional or local companies, so we can buy in bulk. So when we buy in bulk, we get a better price, and so this way we can able to get competitive pricing. We're also doing a lot of cost savings in our operations, so we'll be able to provide competitive products at the same time with some profit, or if it's not some profit, at least break even. So at least we can pass this storm, and we're able to continue our operation. Meanwhile, we are also working on the agriculture to have sustainability for our dairy farm. We have started doing agricultural farming from papaya, and we're looking forward for expansion in other products, because we found out this is also a cash generation. Since we already have the team, we already have the land, we already have the water, the equipment, so we can capitalize on what we have and produce some additional added value for the company. So just I thought to give you some brief about what we are doing, and also we are working with the banks to help us in bank facility to restructure the loan, so we'll be able to have a better cash flow. So things are challenging, but we are really working hard, and we are successful in breaking down those challenges into solutions. And I think the future looks good for me. I'm very positive, but of course not going to be an easy ride. And I have a really fantastic team. We are working together very, very closely. We are making a much better environment for our team. We are really helping each other to achieve our goals. And inshallah, we believe that things, after we increase the prices, things will be much better. Thank you very much. Again, I hope you had some questions during this time. You can ask me or ask Abu Ali, our COO, and our finance manager, Shashanka.
Thank you guys for this presentation. It was clear and good. And I don't have any question to ask. The presentation was clear. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hojibu, do you have any questions?
Okay, if
Yeah.
نؤكد المشاركين مرة إذا في استفسارات أخرى أنا ما زلنا بانتظار وإلا أترك المجال للمستر الدكتور قيل.
thank you to our team, Dr. Fadi Al-Assad and Ahmed Ali Qatan and Shashanka, the finance manager. And we would like also to thank Muscat Stock Exchange for allowing us to present this discussion session. Thank you for everybody and goodbye.
And I want to lastly to tell you, if you all have any question with regard to the company details and if the MSX uploads are not clear to you, our financials are available. So I am putting my email in that chat box, shashanka@dcfoman.com. So we are available full time to clarify for any of your clarification. If the MSX financials notes are not clear, either me or Dr. Khairi or Dr. Fadi or Mr. Ahmad Ali Qatan is available to clarify via emails. You can raise the question to us whenever you feel necessary. Thank you.
Thank you and goodbye.